Charlie Chaplin is remembered as one of the greatest figures in the history of cinema. His little mustache, his funny walk, and his iconic character, the Tramp, became symbols of early Hollywood. But behind the humor, behind the fame, behind the laughter of millions, a difficult beginning, Charlie Chaplin was born on April 16, 1889 in London, in a poor district called Walworth. His family lived in deep poverty. They did not have a stable home, stable income, or stability of any kind. His father, Charles Chaplin Sr., was a singer and performer, but he became an alcoholic, a man who drank himself into oblivion. He abandoned the family when Charlie was still a very small boy. His mother, Hannah Chaplin, was a strong woman, a singer, and an actress in small music halls. She tried to take care of her two sons, Charlie and his older half-brother Sidney, but life became harder every year. Money was disappearing. The food was sometimes not enough. Some nights, Charlie went to bed hungry. Some days, he walked the streets with his brother, searching for anything they could eat. 2. A childhood in poverty. Charlie's mother, Hannah, slowly developed mental health problems. She struggled to work. She struggled to survive. Sometimes she would talk to herself. Sometimes she could not understand what was real. Their situation became so desperate that Charlie and Sidney were sent to a workhouse. Charlie later said that this period was one of the darkest parts of his life, but it also taught him something important. People laughed to forget their pain, and he wanted to bring more laughter into the world. 3. Discovering the stage. Even as a child, Charlie understood performance. He had seen his parents on stage. He had watched entertainers in music halls. He had observed how a joke could change the mood of a whole room. At the age of 5, something unexpected happened. His mother was performing on stage one night, and her voice suddenly broke. She could not continue singing. The manager told young Charlie to step in and entertain the audience. A small boy walked on stage, and the audience fell in love with him instantly. He sang. He danced. He joined a group of child performers called the 8 Lancashire Lads. They danced, sang, and performed in theaters across England. Charlie had natural rhythm, timing, and charm. He watched other actors carefully, studying their movements and facial expressions. He learned how to make sadness look funny and comedy look meaningful. He was building the foundation of the Tramp long before Hollywood even existed. 5. The American Opportunity. In 1908, Charlie joined a famous comedy company called the Fred Carno Troupe. They were known for traveling internationally and presenting sketch comedy. In 1910, at age 21, Charlie traveled with the troupe to the United States. America was different. The theaters were bigger. The audiences were larger. And most importantly, when the new world of motion pictures was exploding. Hollywood was waiting for someone like Charlie, even though he didn't know it yet. 6. The birth of a legend. In 1913, Charlie Chaplin signed a contract with Keystone Studios, the company that invented slapstick comedy films. His first appearance on screen was not very special. But then something happened that changed his life. One day, Charlie picked out a costume from the studio wardrobe. Baggy pants, a tight coat, a bowler hat, a bamboo cane, and a funny little mustache. He put everything on, looked at himself in the mirror, and the Tramp was born. The character was funny but also gentle, ridiculous but also emotional, poor but full of dignity. People instantly loved him. 7. The rise to fame. Within 2 years, Charlie Chaplin became the most famous film star in the world. He filmed dozens of short comedies, each filled with his signature movements. The wiggling walk, the tipping hat, the playful cane. But what made him unique was the heart behind the comedy. His films were not just jokes, they were messages. They showed the struggles of poor workers, the absurdity of modern life, the cruelty of society, the loneliness of the little man. He made the world laugh, but he also made the world think. 8. Money, Power, and Control. By 1916, Charlie became the highest-paid entertainer in the world. But money was not what he wanted most. He wanted creative freedom. He wrote his own scripts. He directed his films. Griffith to create United Artists, a studio where artists, not businessmen, controlled the movies. Charlie Chaplin was no longer just an actor. The Kid, 1921. a heartbreaking story about a poor man raising an abandoned child. It was emotional, funny, and incredibly human. The Gold Rush, 1925. Charlie said he wanted the world to remember him by this film. It mixed humor with adventure and sadness, showing the hunger and dreams of the poor. City Lights, 1931. A silent film released when sound films were already popular. Critics said it would fail, but it became one of the greatest love stories ever filmed. Modern Times, 1936. A comedy about workers treated like machines. It was a brilliant, powerful message about humanity in the industrial age. Charlie used comedy to criticize society, gently, beautifully, cleverly. 10. The Man Who Spoke. The Great Dictator. In 1940, Chaplin released The Great Dictator, his first full-sound film. He played a parody of Adolf Hitler, speaking openly against fascism at a time when many were afraid to do so. The final speech of the film is one of the most famous speeches in movie history. It was not comedy. It was a call for peace, kindness, and human dignity. Some people loved it, some hated it, but no one ignored it. 11. Controversies and Exile. After World War II, America changed. Politics became tense. Charlie Chaplin was accused of being too radical, too independent, too outspoken. During a trip to Europe in 1952, the U.S. government refused to allow him back into the country. He lost his home in America, but he continued working. He moved to Switzerland with his wife, Una O'Neill, and their children. His spirit remained unbroken. The 12, A Quiet Life and Recognition in Switzerland. Charlie lived a peaceful life. He wrote music, played with his children, and reflected on his long career. In 1972, after 20 years of exile, the United States invited him back to give him an honorary Oscar. When Charlie walked onto the stage, he received a 12-minute standing ovation, the longest in the history of the Academy Awards. It was the world's apology, the world telling him, "You made us laugh, you made us cry, and we never forgot you." 13. The end of a legend. Charlie Chaplin died on Christmas Day, 1977, at the age of 88. He left behind more than films. He left a legacy of love, of humor, of humanity, of the belief that one person with courage and creativity can change the world. 14. Why Charlie Chaplin? Still matters. Even today, people watch his movies and still laugh. His face is recognized everywhere. His walk is imitated. His humor is universal. Charlie proved that silence can be louder than words. He proved that comedy can speak truth. He proved that a poor boy from London can become a global icon. And his story is also a beautiful lesson for language learning. Simple words, simple actions, deep meaning.